there is a suburb south of Minneapolis that lost its momentum after the 2008 housing crash. Quite frankly, nobody really wanted to live there. However, everything changed. Here's the thing. Shakopee is changing right before our eyes. New restaurants, amazing concerts, and construction everywhere you look. Today we'll be seeing what's driving all of this growth and whether it might be the right fit for you. So the transformation nobody saw coming. Okay, so let's set the scene here. A few years ago, most people in the Twin Cities weren't putting Shakopee on the top of their list. Kind of off the radar, you know? Then the 2007 to 2008 housing crash hit. Things slowed way down. The momentum kind of stopped. For a few years, not a whole lot was happening out in Shakopee. But then everything changed. Here's what happened. Because of the affordable land, builders started coming in. People followed the builders, restaurants and hotels followed the people. We'll be diving deeper into that though in just a minute. But what most people don't realize is how fast that flipped a whole community. The population has more than doubled since 2000, going from around 20,000 people to nearly 47,000 people today. Let that sink in, that's a ton of growth. Scott County, where Shakopee sits, is one of the fastest growing counties in all of Minnesota and, for that matter, the United States. It's growing 4% year over year since 2020 alone. Shakopee is the perfect example of how fast things can change. 5 years ago, nobody was talking about it. Now, it's one of the most in-demand suburbs in the entire metro, and it's not slowing down. The thing is, it's not a fast trend. The growth is real, the investment is real, the infrastructure is real. Let's check these out. The big catalyst is entertainment and attractions. A lot of people ask us this: what actually changed in Shakopee? Here's the answer. The entertainment options coming here right now are a really big deal. The Mystic Lake Amphitheater is opening this summer. This is the first big outdoor amphitheater in the entire Twin Cities. It holds nearly 19,000 people. It's operated by Live Nation, the biggest live entertainment company in the world. The Twin Cities, a top 20 metro in the country, never have had a venue like this. Shakopee now has it. The confirmed 2026 lineup includes such acts as Guns N' Roses, Iron Maiden, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Mumford & Sons, and one of my favorites, Chris Stapleton. Plus, Dave Matthews Band, Motley Crue, Kesha, and more. The venue is expected to bring in around $138 million in annual economic impact to the local economy. That's definitely not a small number. When you've got a venue that size with artists like that, it changes how people see a place overnight. Now, the amphitheater sits right near Mystic Lake Casino Hotel. It's one of the largest casinos in the Midwest and the largest in Minnesota. The casino is open 24/7 and has 766 hotel rooms, lots of dining spots, and its own entertainment venue. So the economic foundation here is really, really solid. But Shakopee also has something that most suburbs in Minnesota just don't have: Valleyfair. Minnesota's only major amusement park with roller coasters, water slides, a water park, and a lot more. It's been right here on Highway 169 since 1976, and this year it will be celebrating its 50th birthday. The park has over 75 rides, including 8 roller coasters, plus a full water park and a huge Halloween event every fall called Valley Scare. This year's opening day is May 10th, 2026. There's also Canterbury Park, Shakopee's horse racing track. The 2026 racing season runs from late May through September, so 51 days of live racing. Canterbury Commons, the entertainment area right next to the track, is one of the biggest projects in Shakopee's history. 140 acres of shops, dining, and housing with more than $400 million in private investment coming in. The brand new spot called Boardwalk Kitchen and Bar just opened on the Canterbury campus also. It has a 6,000 square foot restaurant with a huge trackside patio. The cool thing is, all of this is super close together, all within just a few minutes of each other. Most suburbs don't have one of these things, let alone all of them. Before we move on, if you're thinking Shakopee might be the right fit for you, reach out to us. We've been selling here for over 24 years, so we know the market really, really well, and we can help you with that. Our info is in the description down below. Also, please do us a favor. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, because that'll help us get all of these videos out to a broader audience. So let's continue. The history meets modern growth story. So let's continue. History meets modern growth. What a story. Okay, so here's something a lot of people don't know about Shakopee. It's one of the oldest settled areas in all of Minnesota. The Landing, formerly known as Murphy's Landing, sits right on the south bank of the Minnesota River. It's a living history museum listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Native Americans were here as far back as 300 BC. The first European-style homes in what would become Scott County were built here in 1844. So you've got a city where Minnesota's story literally began. And it's also one of the fastest growing places in the entire state of Minnesota. That's really a unique combination. You can buy a home from the 1890s in historic downtown Shakopee, or you can buy a brand new build going up right now. I'll talk about new construction later, so please stick around for that. Now, the downtown itself is also coming alive. Shakopee became only the second city in Minnesota to open a social district. This is where you can take your drink from a bar and walk around outside to your next bar. The 2026 social district runs from May through October. That's a pretty cool thing if you ask me. Spots like Shakopee Brew Hall, Manna Brewing, Badger Hill Brewing, O'Brien's Public House, and a bunch of restaurants are all part of it. There's also a free outdoor concert series called Rhythm on the Rails in downtown Shakopee. It's happening on Wednesday nights in June and July. The historic downtown has that 1890s feel, walkable streets and breweries. Plus, the energy of a place that's really hitting its stride. The Minnesota Renaissance Festival is the biggest Renaissance festival in the country. It also happens right here in Shakopee every summer. The 2026 season runs from August 22nd through October 4th, celebrating its 55th year. So you've got history, modern energy, a local vibe that most suburbs really never develop. So what most people don't realize about Shakopee is how easy the access is. The city sits about 25 miles southwest of Minneapolis. On a normal day, you're looking at a 30 to 35 minute drive via Highway 169. The highway is easy. The commute is really doable. Unlike some other South Metro routes, 169 really moves pretty well for the most part. So you get all of the good stuff of being outside the city without a horrible commute every single day. Right here in the area, you've also got the Minnesota Valley National Wildlife Refuge. It's a huge federal refuge stretching nearly 70 miles along the Minnesota River. There's hiking, birding, kayaking, fishing, and cross-country skiing in the winter. All free, all year round. You'll also find over 100 miles of trails and more than 1,100 acres of parks inside the city limits. There's also Sand Venture Aquatic Park, the Shakopee Community Center with an indoor pool and ice arena, and Quarry Lake Park. Healthcare is covered here too. St. Francis Regional Medical Center is right in Shakopee. It's an 89-bed hospital jointly owned by Allina Health, Health Partners Park Nicollet, and Essentia Health. They'll also be adding a new mental health and addiction treatment center on the campus. So the highways, the hospitals, the parks, the trails, the lifestyle stuff is catching up fast. And that's why people are moving here. So why Shakopee is different from other growing suburbs? A lot of fast growing suburbs are just new construction with no real identity. New subdivisions, maybe a strip mall or two, and that's it. Shakopee, though, is different, and here's what we're seeing. People want a place that has a real reason to be there. Shakopee has Valleyfair, Shakopee has the amphitheater, and Shakopee has Mystic Lake. It has the Minnesota River, wildlife refuge, and a really historic downtown. So yes, it's got actual reasons to be here. This city has room to grow too. Unlike a lot of areas inside the 494-694 loop, Shakopee still has land and it can annex that land in from the local adjacent townships. I'll be speaking more about the future of the city later on. But that means more growth, more development, and more upside down the road. The city's property tax rate is also among the lowest in the 7-county metro area. This matters a lot when you're thinking about your monthly costs. So you've got affordability, land, entertainment, history, nature access, and a hospital. That's a combination that's genuinely hard to find right now in any suburb. What this means for buyers right now. So here's what we're seeing now in Shakopee's market. Based on early 2026 data, homes are selling in the mid to high 400s. Prices have been moving up and homes are averaging around 44 to 53 days on the market. The sale to list ratio is close to 100%, so sellers are getting really close to what they're asking for. It's a competitive market, but not crazy. There's also a ton of new construction going on. 9 active builders across 16 communities with around 183 new construction homes are for sale right now. Big builders like Lennar, Pulte, D.R. Horton, and David Weekley Homes are all building here. New construction starts in the mid 300s and grows up from there. In the 500s, you can get a 4 or 5 bedroom home with a 3-car garage and everything brand new. So if you're looking to get ahead of the growth, Shakopee is worth a serious look right now. Okay, but what does Shakopee look like in the next 10 years? Here's the thing, the city is nowhere near done. It still has a lot of land to annex in. This means the population will keep climbing. New stuff will keep following the people. The amphitheater alone will keep drawing big national and international acts year after year. Canterbury Commons is still building out with more shops and more dining still on the way. The Huber Park Riverfront project is also underway. It's a multi-million-dollar plan that's going to make the Minnesota River area even more of a destination. In 10 years, I personally think Shakopee will look completely different from the way it does today. Not just the place with Valleyfair, a real community with restaurants, entertainment, history, new housing, and a growing downtown. And frankly, it has all that now, and it's just going to continue to grow on what it's made it great so far. So that's Shakopee. It went from overlooked to one of the fastest growing communities in the Twin Cities in just a few years. This place will really never be the same. It's super exciting. Before more people start paying attention and prices keep moving, now is really a good time to check it out. If you're interested in Shakopee or other metro suburbs, reach out to us today. Just email us at team@hhgus.com or fill out the form below in this description and we'd be happy to reach out to you. We'd love to show you around and help you get ahead of the growth. Make sure you check out the video right here too. I break down the Twin Cities' most underrated suburbs. You'll find other great spots in there, so don't miss out on it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video and at the next house. And make sure you subscribe, smash that button, and hit that thumbs up like button for us. We love a comment too from you. It helps us get these videos out to our audience, and that is really appreciated on our part. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next house.